everybody. How's everyone doing on this glorious Monday? Probably tune my guitar. There we go. How is everyone doing? Why did I decide to switch back to using Logic? A few reasons. The rest of my band uses Logic, and writing together when you're the only guy that doesn't use Logic is difficult. To trade projects back and forth, so I was always having to go back to Logic for band stuff. A. B. When I do the screen capture stuff, Persona Studio One would completely shit the bed. And it would the menus wouldn't work the same, and it wouldn't allow me to drop in plugins when the screen software was recording, etc., etc. I can't have that. So I just went back to Logic. I love Logic. Hey, love the new plugins. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Did I install those new pickups in your Les Paul? Which ones? No, this one still has a JB. I ordered a Sir Doug Aldrich, but in my burst, I'm actually going to be doing a shootout between 3 different sets of Seymour Duncan pickups. I want something a little bit more vintage sounding, so I have a Saturday Night Special set, a Pearly Gate set, and a Whole Lot of Humbucker set. And I'm just gonna, because those are the ones I wanted to try, so I just called up Seymour Duncan. I was just like, yo, can I get some pickups? And I'll shoot them out. Because I was going to shoot them out myself anyway. These pickups are cool. Yes, I have heard the new Fit for an Autopsy. It's awesome. The song was great. Can you explain the process making your new plugin? How did that go? What did you have to do? I did not program, but I did do all of the audio captures myself, and the sampling I did myself. So I had to pick 4 amps of my favorite amps that I own at the time. This is a year ago. And I have a Coffee Cabs Custom 212 in another room, and I had this mic set up, and basically I had to do a shitload of sweeps and EQ sweeps and noise captures and all this stuff. And I had to do 2 of them, because one for each microphone, because the combination of the microphones that you're hearing is a combination Greenback and Vintage 30. It was very, very tedious, and it was very, very long. That was my only part, my only involvement. And then voicing and making sure everything sounded accurate. Born to Rock, Forced to Work. Thank you for the super chat. I have a PRS MT15 and a cheap PV112 that I put a V30 in. Would I gain anything by getting the PRS matching 112 in your opinion? You'd gain a little bit. The cheap PV112 is probably okay. The PRS 112 will definitely be a better enclosure, for sure. I don't know how much those PRS 112s cost though, so. I am a UAD user. I use all UAD stuff. I have tried Luna, and I could barely get it past the iLock stage where it has to go and talk to iLock and get validated by iLock. It took me 3-4 tries every single time I booted up, and then the second you put in an instance of Superior Drummer, it crashes the DAW. So I uninstalled it. It's not ready. I can't wait to try it when it is ready, but it's absolutely not ready. Justice Gash, thank you for the super chat. Sterling Dines SIG vid comes soon if they ask me to do one. Plug in the cock blocker. No. Explain the input impedance on the Helix. So basically, Line 6 told me that they spent a whole bunch of time on the input of the Helix trying to match the various guitar amp impedance curves. And so whatever works best for you is what works best for you. For all sorts, they basically made it so it can fit and sound great with all guitars. What's the most common problems when recording by DI? Just not doing it well, or not knowing it's not done well. Just here's an example. The other day, so I've been tracking guitar DIs through the Fractal for like 6 months. Meaning I go out the back, I send a direct output of the Fractal, no processing, into the input of the Apollo. What I didn't know is the Fractal was compressing the shit out of the DIs. I had no idea, because I've had a few issues with reamping lately. Like, it just doesn't sound right. And then I will plug straight into my Apollo and it'll sound great. The DI will sound great. And I was like, the Fractal is just destroying the DI and it's not actually outputting a clean DI. Any plans for a Roots add-on with more amps? Nope. We will be adding effects, though. We will be adding more to that pedal board. Reverb, delay, all sorts of stuff. Do you still like the lace pickups? Not really. I just took them out of my Artist RD that's in the corner right behind me. EVH Stealth 50 opinion. Looks pretty cool. I have not tried it. I'm sure it's fucking awesome, though. Are you and Jared Dine still hanging out? We do not hang out. He lives quite far away. A cheap cab load that works like a torpedo. I got your cab load right here. The 2 Notes Torpedo Captor X. It's like $500. Allison Chain's album tone video. I want to do it, but I'm never gonna nail it. Freeman amps, love them. Video making in metal tone on the HX Stomp. I mean, I already did the Helix. What cameras do you use for photos? Most of the time, my iPhone 11 Pro. But actual photos, I use, everything I do is this Canon EOS R that you guys are looking at right now. It's my favorite camera ever. Although that new R5, what up? How do I deal with latency when I record? I do not have any latency when I record because I use universal audio stuff. What would be your top tip for getting people to check out a startup like a YouTube channel? Thank you for the super chat. My top tip would be, you know, the cream rises to the top, right? So don't, everyone does covers. Everyone does Billie Eilish and Post Malone and hip hop covers, rock versions of hip hop songs. All that stuff is so tired and so dumb, in my opinion. Really try to find an angle that you are passionate about, and people will share it, and give it time. A lot of people that want to like do this full time instantly want to go viral, and like their only goal is to be like the next Jared Dines or something. You shouldn't do it for those reasons. Just my opinion. Did you really like the CR120 that you demoed all those years ago? Yeah, it was a really great amp. It was really fun. Oh, we got a spammer in here. This guy got in trouble for touching his kids? Huh? Whoa, I've never had one of these spam bots before. There we go. Do I still have my Chapman Bia? I do not. I just kicked him out, guys. I know, right? Yeah, I touch my guitars because those are my kids. I gotta sneeze. Gesundheit. Okay. What tuning is my guitar in? It's drop C sharp. Mess with post-rock delay before drive. That is oddly specific, man. Fluff convinced the Diamond guys to send you stuff. They don't do that. They refused. Sorry, ma'am. It was going to be a giant pain. I was basically going to have to buy anything I want on the channel. I was just like, nope. They're quite weird about things. It's really strange. I don't know. I don't get it. Trogley's mentioned me. I did not see that. I watched that. I like his channel. The Mark II Boss Katana is sick. I have the combo downstairs. I haven't had time to make the video about it, though. How's Gus doing? He's getting very old and starting to slow down, and it bums me out. Jake, thank you for the ultra fucking awesome super chat. I currently run a tube amp and pedal board. I'm thinking about running a digital rig. Where should I start? What would you recommend based on your live rig? I like to be in the getting it category. I mean, that's up to you, man. I like the Helix. A lot of people like the Fractal. A lot of people like the Kemper. It depends on if you're liking effects or not. If you have the money, get the Fractal. But I will stress that no one in a live situation is sitting there watching a band destroying, going, that would sound much better if it was a Fractal than a Helix. Like, no one is saying that. So mentally, you need to get over that they're so vastly different from each other. I get to where I need to go, whether I'm using the Helix, the Kemper, the Fractal, whatever. So if you're looking into the digital world, start at the top and work down. So start with Fractal, look at the Fractal, evaluate it, see if it's what you need, and then work backwards depending on budget or features. Ted in the Shed, thank you for the super chat. What do you think about the new Savage 120? Thinking about getting one to replace my MWDR. The Savage, all the Angle Mark II stuff is unbelievable. What's with the spam today? I'll delete it. I'll delete it, guys. Don't worry. So much spam. Am I to that level where I'm getting spammed now? I mean, that's kind of an honor. Not really. Curtis Litchfield, thank you for the super chat. Your question is, thoughts on the Steph Carpenter setup, bridge plus middle, no neck. Also ever blended piezo for heavy electric tone. Beard on. The Steph Carpenter setup's pretty cool. I prefer a neck myself. That's Steph's personal preference. As far as blending a piezo, I have not done that. I've done it on accident a few times, but it's a little too clean. My dog is absolutely flipping out about the mailman right now. I don't know if you can hear him. After the quarantine, thank you for the super chat, by the way. After the quarantine, could you tour in Mexico? We're going to be touring everywhere, I'm sure. Will I be demoing any Dover or Omega amps? If they ask me to. I don't know any of those guys. Yep, the girlfriend just went down there. I'm not going down there. I don't care. He's becoming a delirious old man. Can you run an Axe Effect straight into the cab? No, you cannot. You know what's funny? Our mailman is really, really nice guy, but he's the most annoying fucking dude ever because whenever we get a package, he sits there and knocks on the door. And he'll just sit there and knock on the door to make sure we get it. It's like, dude, leave it at the fucking door. I've told you a million goddamn times. Passive pickups and active electronics. I don't know what that means, Alex. I appreciate the super chat. I don't know what that means. You're commenting. So put that in the form of a question, dog. Chambered or weight relieved versus a saw Les Paul. I hate chambered or weight relieved Les Pauls. They're not for me. I can hear the difference. The lower mids change. The Jared Dine Signature model is a pretty cool guitar. I played it in New York at the Guitar World offices. God, what is with the spam, dude? Again. Where do these come from? Is this someone sending spam to me? I don't understand. Do you tend to choose your strings based on longevity or purely tone? It's a mix of both. I don't have unrealistic expectations for string longevity though. How they sound is more important. Is the Helix the best bang for the buck? I think so. You can do a lot with it. And the UI, the user interface, is phenomenal. Is there a plan for new Dragged Under music? Yes, there is, but keep in mind our album came out 3 months ago. Everyone's asking us, when's album number 2 coming out? It's like, Jesus. It took a year to make that record. What are passive pickups with active electronics? I don't know. Technically, when you plug your passive pickups into a pedal, that is plugging passive pickups into active electronics. Do I think Joe Exotic should be pardoned? Hell no. Jake, thank you so much for the super chat. Your question is the look of guitar tied down to specific genres? For example, Strandberg for hardcore. Personally, I'll play what sounds good regardless of style. I think subconsciously, guitarists really, really give a shit in their certain genre. For example, blues guys would never play a Jackson King V. Although I will point out that there was a guy in the Grand Ole Opry like 20 years ago or 10 years ago that I saw. He had a Jackson King V. I'm sure you guys have known who I'm talking about. And it sounded phenomenal. There's definitely an acquired taste, though, with non-genre specific instruments. No one in hardcore is going to spend the money that a Strandberg requires, if that makes sense, in your particular example. Does expensive gear really matter? Colton, thank you for the super chat. It does to a point. Is there a difference between a $500 guitar and a $1,500 guitar? Yes, you're going to get way better construction, better materials, better hardware, better tuners. Yes. Is there a huge difference between a $1,500 guitar and a $2,500 guitar? No. There are smaller differences in that example. There are still differences, but the differences become smaller and smaller as the price point goes up and up and up. Right? How do I like the Celestion V-type speaker? It's a good speaker for mixing, especially with vintage 30s. Yeah, the Harley Benton stuff was really, really good. Yeah, John Mayer playing the Jackson guitar. Like that, when he was playing like the Frankenstein guitar, that was visually shocking. I was like, wait, what the fuck? But it sounded great. Thoughts on the Fender Acoustasonic? Really, really cool shit. I tried the final prototype at the Fishman headquarters when I was there, and it was awesome. Thoughts on Fender Jaguars? I love Fender Jaguars. Plus $1,000 for stainless steel frets. Yeah, right? I love stainless steel frets, though. Did you get a Fender Jazzmaster? I should get a Fender. See how delay sounds. That's right, John Mayer did play on an Abasi 8-string. the impulse responses you use sound like your actual cab. Yes. And the signature ML Sound Lab Roots plugin also comes with an impulse of that cab that I use. Do I still have my Blues Junior and my Fender offset guitar? I do not have the Jaguar, the custom shop Jaguar. I sold it. I do have the Blues Junior though. It's in storage. A couple of knobs broke on it. What screaming technique do I use? I use push hard, open your throat technique. I sound kind of like a really shitty version of Sam from Architects, that kind of scream. It's not a super fry heavy scream. It's a very mid to upper. If the Les Paul and the Strat had a fist fight, who would win and why? God, I don't know. I love both so much. Dude, Les Pauls and Music Man's are just my favorite guitars ever. Giancarlo. Liam from Lima, Peru. You have a question? You've been in quarantine for a month. Strings are broken. What can I do? Order. I don't know how, it's hard for me to comment because I don't know how locked down you are, but here everything is fairly locked down in Seattle, and UPS and FedEx are lifelines. Am I gonna do a storage tour? Maybe. I gotta have someone else do it. Here, I hold the camera. What guitar do I regret selling? I don't know if I regret, here's an interesting story. I don't regret selling any guitars, I don't think. But I do regret, so I had an orange 212, PPC 212, that I did most of the Rest Repose tours with. And I did the first Dragged Under tour with, and I sold it to my friend John from the home team. And I didn't realize I actually had a pretty strong sentimental attachment to that cabinet because it was with me doing so many things. I recently texted him and I was like, hey man, can I have that back? Can I buy it back? And he was like, yeah, sure. So I'm getting it back soon. But an orange PPC 212, it's beat. It's so beat up. And it sounds so fucking good. And I love that cabinet so much. Can we get a 2020 studio tour? Yes, you can. I've already filmed it. What am I playing? I'm playing a 2019 Gibson Les Paul Gold Top 50s with a Duncan JB and the bridge. Delay still on? Yeah, it is still on. Whoops. Yep, can't buy toilet paper, but I can have video lights at my front door in 2 days. I know, right? Like, what the hell? It's a pre-play authentic gold top. That's true. It is, isn't it? This is a great fucking guitar, though. I love this guitar a lot. I am playing into a Line 6 Helix. You guys are hearing just a straight tone from a Line 6 Helix. This is the tone that I did, that I went over and made for the creating a tone from scratch using a Line 6 Helix video. Can I play that E-Tid riff? I do not know any periphery riffs, sorry. Helix over Katana. I mean, those are totally different things. Come on. Fractal or a 1991 PV Rage? Which one is better? Is there a guitar that you bought with high hopes and it disappointed? Yes. That all black custom shop Strat I had 2 years ago. And for that matter, the custom shop Fender Jaguar. They felt weird. They sounded very, very good, but they felt like you couldn't feel the string vibration in the necks. They were kind of dead guitars. If you guys have ever played a dead guitar that doesn't really resonate, both of those guitars were like that. It was, and it bugged me. Thoughts on Mark Tremonti? Brilliant fucking guitar player, brilliant songwriter. Favorite Alice in Chains record? Oof. Probably Dirt. What's your thoughts on Tool? I like Tool. Did you see Gibson's picture yesterday that they posted of the final prototype for Adam Jones's signature guitar? Thinking about getting a better studio desk. Any recommendations? Preferably one that wouldn't have to upgrade for a while. I mean, if you can afford it, get the Argosy. It's what I have and I love it. Tried to learn Tool riffs. I think that's the only one I know. Software do I use for my live streams? I use Wirecast? Wirecast. I use Wirecast. I don't know any Gorgier riffs either, sorry. I rarely ever learn anyone else's stuff. I just don't care. I love Gorgier though. Do I still have my Invader 2? I do, it's right over here. What would Jared Cantrell's signature with Gibson even be? Would it be the white Les Paul with the cheetah, with the crack pipe burns? What would you think if new metal came back? I would be so stoked. Thank you very much. See you later, Metal God 100. But for Gibson guitars worth the money, I say this because there are just too many options nowadays and it's quite overwhelming. Thoughts? I think Gibson is putting out the best guitars they've put out since probably the early 90s, which I consider to be very, very good guitars. I mean, shit, I bought 2 of them for 2019. Bought the 60s and then I was like, damn, this is so sick. And then I bought a 50s Gold Top, 2019. Damn, this is sick. So, I think they're worth the money. Is it possible to jam over a live stream? It is not, that I'm aware of. Yeah, I'm kind of at a stalemate with the creating album tones because all of my personal favorite tones have basically been created with either a rectifier, a PV5150, a Marshall 800, and that's it. Like every tone on the planet is either an 800, 5150, or rectifier, or combination of. So to me, it got kind of like, okay, well, we'll see though, we'll see. I should do another one. Thoughts on Dave Mustaine or Megadeth as a whole? I don't know. I never really cared about Megadeth, to be honest with you. I appreciate their contribution. And what is that? Hangar 18? That's a sick song. I had Euthanasia when it came out. Nice to see you as well, Mr. Bruce. Gibson 2020 is kind of bad compared to the 2019s. Really? Oh, thank you so much, STL Tone Hub. Less than roots. Those tone recreations were my favorite videos of yours. I like the nerdy details styling it in. Me too. I like doing them, but again, I feel like I don't know if I could do. I don't know. Give me some ideas. Everything modern is all processed digital stuff, and I don't want to do that. I do like to write a lot. Yeah, since I'm not into playing other people's material that much, I do write a lot. I just had an idea for a tone recreation. Tube amp with IRs or modeler with cabs? Either are great. I like a modeler with cabs with a power amp. It adds a whole nother dimension to it, for me personally. Do I know any bands from Belgium? I don't think so. How do you like the new August Burns Red album? I have not heard it. I don't want to do processed digital stuff, yet your live rig is Helix. Well, wanting to spend time recreating a tone that's not digital is totally different than what I prefer to use live. I just mean like, yeah, this band, Polyphia. Recreating a Polyphia tone that is literally a stock preset. I think that's preset number 9 or something like that on a Fractal AxeFX 2 with no modifications. Tim told me that himself. That's what I mean by like digital stuff. Like that's what kind of video is that? We're gonna recreate the Polyphia tone. Like that defeats the purpose. That's what I mean by digital stuff. Not hating on digital stuff. I'm just saying it's too easy. What pickups do I use? I use all sorts of stuff. I've been going kind of nuts on pickups lately. Real talk. I have like 3 sets of Seymour Duncans that I just got that I'm going to shoot out for my Burst Les Paul because I don't like the pickups in that guitar. I have a Duncan JB in this one. I have some DiMarzios in the Gibson RD and Fishman's in my live guitars. Any new TV shows I've been watching? I mean, I love Ozark. I love... What's some of the other ones? Just watched the Staircase documentary. Jake De Herrera, thank you so much for the super chat. Will Drag Down to release hard copies of the album? I'd love to get my hands on a vinyl. Well, we had CDs, maybe vinyl. I don't know. We're gonna have to talk to the powers that be. There will probably be a deluxe re-release with some new songs on it. We're thinking. Have I seen the new Jim Root signature pickups? The EMGs. Are they passive? What is your personal practice schedule like? I don't have a practice schedule. I'm a digging the Brook Eye Burrow Valentine. It's a great guitar. Best recording guitar I have. All right, gentlemen. I'm going to get out of here. We're hitting the 45-minute mark. I appreciate you all. I'm gonna get something because I always start these things really, really hungry. I don't know why I do that. Really bad habit. And I'm out of coffee. So I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all are staying safe. I love you guys. And I will see you the next live stream 1 week from today. Heart you.